This morning we wanted to talk about the idea of an experienced officer. There's a new idea in medicine for practices, more for larger practices, but essentially the idea that how we retain patients are by keeping them happy. And one of the things we do at the practice, every once in a while we do surveys. Number two, every patient that leaves, the office manager calls them and talks to them and finds out why. Did they get insurance? Are they moving? Are they dissatisfied? All right, and then we categorize why they're dissatisfied and look at those so that we every month look at why they're dissatisfied. The issue with the direct payment care practice, you're going to have many fewer patients, a fraction of what you usually see. So two things happen. Number one, your patients tend to be very happy because you have time to spend with them, to get to the root issues, to get to know them, and emotionally contact with them and bond with them. These patients end up loving you, and you can save a fortune not having to have one of these experienced officers to make sure that your doctor's patient relationship is good, because that ends up becoming your priority, and it happens naturally, by the way, because you're no longer pushing them through that fast. You get rid of all of those hassles of issues. You get rid of all the mistakes that happen. You get now patients that end up loving you and loving the practice. One of the reasons why we're so successful with our conversion model is that we take a totally different attitude for all our prospective or for our franchisees that convert their existing practice. The total overnight wisdom that everybody tells you is you got to get, you spend 3 or 4 months having these plans and meetings and all that, sharing with your patients how on day X you're going to quit taking insurance. And we have a totally different model because we incorporate those patients, most of those, into the practice. And once they learn about what the practice value is, many, many more will stay with you. And it ends up, these patients end up loving the extra service, and they'll end up paying extra for it. But that's not really the topic of this, but the real idea is that you don't need to have an extra experienced officer to tell you how to keep you on track with your patients, because your patients will love you no matter what.